Welcome back to part 2, the mid-game of episode 20, for 4D, Def's Daily Dose of Dota. I'm your host, Michael Deficus Plumley, and I like to think of all the 100 plus heroes in Dota as having their own little quirks, their own little niches to work out. And today we're focusing on Troll Warlord. His niche, his quirk, he's both a ranged hero and a melee hero. He's an agility hero, but his first ability allowing him to switch between being ranged, being melee. His second ability changes depending on if you're ranged or melee. And then his third and fourth abilities give attack speed. Whether it be Fervor, his third ability giving bonus attack speed once you start focusing a hero with successive attacks, or focusing Roshan, or focusing buildings. And then his third ability, Battle Trance, bonus attack speed. 60, 120, 180 for 7 seconds, and it's for all your allies nearby. Did I mention it was on a 30-second cooldown? Yay! For low second cooldowns. I was playing Tidehunter today. God, that thing takes forever. Ravage? Give me Battle Trance. And Pajkatt is doing that in this game between Team Tinker and Secret from the Dota Cinema Captain's Draft Invitational 2.0. We've seen a successful Roshan attempt just completed by Team Tinker. If you didn't catch that, you can see that in episode 1, or part 1 of episode 21. Let's get back into the game. Back into Dota, where we're comfortable, where everything feels familiar. Speaking of familiar, that looks like a Maelstrom. Could be a BKB, but probably a Maelstrom coming that way for Troll Warlord. He does not have a unique attack modifier yet. Well, he has the bash sometimes. Only 10% chance, though. You could go upwards of 31 attacks without triggering that. So the Maelstrom, an excellent idea. It'll also give him a little more attack speed, and just give him straight damage if he is to focus a target for long enough, which is what he does want to do with abilities like Fervor and abilities like Battle Trance. I was wondering if that Hawk would move before he despawns, but he doesn't. Troll Warlord instead, moving to the bottom rune. And we'll move into the jungle now. He has his first damage item on him, plus 24 damage. He's hitting quite hard, and would love to make his way towards this fight where Lone Druid just fell to Sing Sing and Bulba. Turns out he's not needed. So what do? Well, you just continue farming.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Taking the jungle. Using the whirling axes, now up to 225 damage for melee.
Middle tower is under attack.
Worth noting, the blind duration would technically reduce your incoming damage, but he's already level 13. The creep camps aren't going to be doing that much damage. We see Beastmaster brought up to the high ground.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
But they will pursue, claiming a kill, and now a killing spree for Pajkatt. Looks like he will turn back around to engage. Queen of Pain using her ult, Ogre Magi using his club. We see range damage coming out. And that is a 4-for-0, going the way of Team Tinker. And coming out in the courier.
Radiant's middle
Both
tower
a
is
Force
under
Staff
attack.
and a Maelstrom. The Maelstrom going way of Pajkatt.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I always like to look at the couriers as we see Pajkatt focusing mid.
Dire's top
By the way,
tower is
quick
under
check
attack.
of his attack speed. Now that he's rank 3 on Fervor, half second.
Radiant's middle tower
Very
is
fast.
under attack.
And that's even
Radiant's
without
middle
Battle
tower
Trance.
has fallen.
With Maelstrom coming in, you see a 25% chance to chain 120 damage. Pretty good. It's going to work on Roshan. It's going to work if he's focusing any hero that gets caught out by a Sand King Burrow Strike, or a fire blast. We're just going to go to player perspective, see how he's focusing here. Still continuing last hitting. Now using his Invis rune. We have a bit of a lull, and we find Troll Warlord on the opposite side of the map. A lot of your actions happening up here. But Troll's actually a pretty good pushing hero. Still, we see him porting back to mid, getting a little closer to the potential fighting, as the majority of the secret heroes are off the map. Just in time for the lone druid bear to come in. And our next item online, Sanj. Not a big improvement with the MAME chance. There's much better unique attack modifiers out there. But we'll give him a little more tankability. Still not great if 4 heroes focus you. Turning into a 2-for-1 though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So even if your carry falls, even if you are a carry and you fall, you get caught out of position right next to your team. Relax. Your teammates are there to help you. He'll be down for 30 seconds. In the meantime, Jakiro has that Yule Scepter into Ice Path. Beautiful ult from Beastmaster, actually preventing Sand King's ult while putting it on cooldown. But Jakiro will still get away. That epicenter wasted. And Pajkatt's back online. We see him wanting to go into the jungle. Also thinking about forcing out this top lane. And he just returns to farming. Uses the whirling axes, an excellent AoE ability. He's now a little tankier with that Sanj. And he just goes back to farming. His constant farming has rewarded him well. He's about to break the 10k mark on the net worth, and also topping the team. But we see a fight about to break out. Burrow Strike initiation from our Sand King. Whirling Axes melee, and the chase is on. Ice Path will catch Big Daddy temporarily.
To exile,
and Troll Warlord will secure another kill. He's 4-2 with 10 assists. Another 400 gold going his way. And it looks like he's going to be working on a Sanj and Yasha. Excellent mid-game item. A lot of people not big fans of it. Think it's a waste of gold, but I do like it since Troll Warlord, 30-second cooldown on his ultimate. He really does want to be fighting constantly in the mid-game, getting his team ahead, getting more kills. And there, helping to get the tier 3 or the tier 1 top. We see an excellent combo set up on an illusion there. As Secret look to defend the tier 2 top. Our heroes from Team Tinker, including Troll Warlord, would have loved to pursue, but instead they back up. They noticed a very large rotation, and at least they got down this ward here. That ward. It's going to give them great vision and let them go in later. Though that'll probably get dewarded if they do it in the next 10 seconds. So Troll Warlord at the 22-minute mark. They're sticking together as a group, and what's this? Counter initiation. An excellent opportunity
Radiant's bottom
Epicenter
tower
into
is
Burrow
under
Strike.
attack.
Troll Warlord staying around the outside here.
Dust to dust.
His ultimate is on cooldown. Was unable to net them a kill there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the Beastmaster Boar donating 36 gold to Pajkatt. He wants to farm up for the Sanj and Yasha. He has about 200 gold away. That'll be this creep camp and that one. So even using his battle trance to secure a little faster farm. We see his attack speed quickly ramp up there as Fervor starts to do its work. Nice little synergy with the Maelstrom actually killing the Hawk. That's a very pesky thing to kill. I think we also saw an Ogre Magi ignite, claiming a kill later. And that is a Yasha on the way. Probably going to pick up a TP scroll as well. Nope. Just the Yasha. They're waiting for Roshan to spawn. Troll Warlord has his core set of items. He has some Maelstrom, increased attack speed and damage. He has Vladimir's offering for lifesteal. And now with the Sanj and Yasha online, 499 movement speed. Once you factor in the Bloodlust. So we already see Pajkatt checking. Nothing's here, just using the battle trance for both he and his allies. It's global. But he just continues to farm up. His team knows they don't want to fight yet. And with 30 seconds, battle trance will be on cooldown for not much longer. So we see the farming continue. Team Tinker have a commanding lead at this point in the game. About 7,000 experience, but the XP graph in very similar manner. The Hawk instantly dying. And at the 28-minute mark, Illusion Rune picked up by Pajkatt. He has some excellent items. He would love to be fighting here. So we see him farming up the Ancients, not going all the way deep into his jungle yet, and still staying close to the Roshan pit. He checked 30 seconds ago. Will he check again? Going up to 522 move speed, and it is back online. We see the attacks quickly maxing out. Up to 400 move. Up to 400 attack speed there. Up to 580 now with battle trance. Roshan disintegrates. In addition to the stun setup from Ogre Magi, also nice to have the Bloodlust for these melee heroes. Help them hit a little harder. And we see Pajkatt essentially split pushing, letting his team occupy the middle of the map here. Koiva, with her mobility on Queen of Pain, having her run over the enemy jungle. Troll Warlord using his whirling axes to immediately push out the next creep wave when it comes. And this tier 2 tower could soon be forfeit. Jakiro's here with the liquid fire. But it looks like there's going to be a rotation from Team Tinker to defend their own tier 2 in the opposing lane. The bear, he's big. He has Mask of Madness, comes in and cleans up that tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant
So instead,
structures are
Koiva,
fortified.
Pajkatt will look to continue and turn it into a trade. Liquid fire already doing the majority of the work.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's
And it
top
ends up being a
tower is
1-for-1.
under attack.
Some wards placed in the jungle for Team Secret. And the pushing will continue, or will it? The tier 3 high ground, quite another story compared with the tier 2. And they will choose to back up. But Pajkatt will still continue to farm one more creep in the jungle, then port mid. He's up to 3,000 gold. And Ultimate Orb could be a Lincoln Sphere coming up next for him. I doubt it's a Hex Stick. Lincoln Sphere will at least make him a little less susceptible to be blown up and focused. But we see Team Tinker moving together. All our heroes within a very small radius. With our 4 heroes pushing down the lane. And the Troll Warlord carry bringing up the rear. Earth Spirit being a little cheeky with the defense, but this is a large commitment out of Team Tinker. They want this tower. And with the ranged axes, he's able to stay at a comfortable distance and just add a little needed DPS to destroy the last outer tier 2 tower. Secret are definitely starting to feel their vision slip away. Although with their tier 2 top, they do have some good jungle vision of the Team Tinker jungle. Team Tinker have a definitive lead in this game. We can go back to the net worth. It's been very decisive ever since that fight at the Roshan pit, hanging around 8,000. The Aegis still on Queen of Pain. And Troll Warlord probably is working towards, yep, a Lincoln Sphere. He's picked up the Perseverance now. Still, using the Battle Trance to farm, might as well. It is only on a 30-second cooldown. And the mana cost is quite low as well. You only have Battle Trance, which is your ultimate, and Whirling Axes, which is only 15 mana, or 50 mana. So we see EGM staying in tow with the Troll Warlord. He has another 800 gold to farm. But an ultimate coming in from S4. Kuroki could come in for the duel. They're setting up on Pajkatt. And we will see him forced back. The duel on Jakiro, not much Pajkatt could do. He'll be choosing his fights later. After all, he's only 700 gold or so from the Lincoln Sphere. He would like to wait on that. So instead, he probably figures the jungle is warded, and he's right. 3 wards, including 4 if you count this one. Instead, he chooses to farm up the Ancients. That'll be another 200 gold going his way. And with 3 of his allies in tow, Jakiro's still respawning soon. We'll see Troll Warlord just continue to farm up the creeps, letting Koiva, who no longer has the Aegis, but she still has better mobility, letting her push out the waves. And it's now time for a smoke. Pajkatt, 100 gold from the Lincoln Sphere. He could farm up the Ancient Creep and get that. Old Stick coming out for the Beastmaster, with his ultimate back off of cooldown as well. Our heroes looking to pursue. Pajkatt, he's quite fast speed. But getting stunned from the Earth Spirit, and it seems that all our heroes will get away. Not much he can do to close the gap. But that was a lone druid that died. 400 gold going the way of Jakiro. And the lanes can now be pushed out, as well as a Lincoln Sphere sent on the courier. That will make Troll Warlord that much more durable in the next fight. A little less vulnerable to being opened up on and focused. So with the lone druid bear down, we see Pajkatt just continuing to be aggressive, push forward. He knows all the tier 3 outer towers are down, and he will move to help his allies. The ultimate being forced out from S4, a duel from Sing Sing, and we see Pajkatt just blowing up the Legion Commander as he stands there.
Battle
Trance doing excellent work there, giving you situational DPS when you need it in a situation like a duel. Significant damage being done by the whole team. But with that Legion Commander buyback, we may see our heroes retreat. Entangling Claws. I think that's what it's called. Yep, Entangling Claws gonna get a kill on the Ogre Magi. Pajkatt, though, runs away. He's done a great job this game. Only 2 deaths. And he's still tops on net worth. So we'll see him fall back. Wait for his Ogre Magi to resurrect again. They know that Roshan probably not up for another 2 minutes or so. So they'll have time to contest the next one, which will be the 3rd one with Cheese.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'd also like to point out, at the 36-minute mark, you don't see a lot of people doing this. A healing salve coming out for the Troll Warlord. He didn't want to go all the way back to base, and he was at about 70% health, 1500 HP, so why not bring out both a TP scroll and a healing salve? It's only 115 gold, and 400 will be about 25% of your HP restored. Something that even I could do more in my own games. Instead of running all the way back to base, I mean, after all, you're already full of mana. You just need a little more HP. And now, instead of running back, he can begin pushing with Jakiro. Meanwhile, Team Secret looking to make a rotation towards the mid lane. They did spot out with this ward. But Pajkatt already rotating towards the top lane. He sees the creeps pushing out here. And Jakiro will catch Puppy out into an Ice Path Macropyre. And that, we're just going to take a pause and just see. Although the ultimate setup into Ice Path was done by Jakiro, how fast Pajkatt was able to come in and contribute 1,000 damage of his own.
When I kill you.
Almost 600 gold going his way. Well, 500 for him. And he will port back and defend this tier 2. The duel coming out. We see him coming in, just pursuing, getting as much DPS as possible. Kuroki's forced here to stay, quickly falling. And with 4 stacks of fervor, 0.39 attack speed, or attack time, Pajkatt claims a kill. A second bear is summoned. The Maelstrom doing work. He's picked up a gem of True Sight. He's chased Big Daddy all the way into the back here.
Unstoppable.
And another kill going his way. Troll Warlord now with 3,000 gold on deck. And we see just how much damage he's able to put out if he's not focused. Instead, he is able to focus on the heroes. And just, some would say, tunnel vision. But it's much more nuanced than that for Pajkatt. And he's rewarded with an ultra kill. We could just switch back over to his player perspective. And see, that's a Mjolnir coming back out. Knowing that he's already with 6 of his slots occupied, so instead he's just going to go up a tier, upgrade that Maelstrom into a Mjolnir. It's going to give him even more damage for his unique attack modifier, now bouncing for 150 damage, as well as even more attack speed, which would come in handy if Roshan spawns, and it looks like it will in 10 seconds. EGM doing the right thing as a support. Hey, just sticking around, hanging out. You don't need to be farming in the jungle. You just left. As soon as I said that, they know Roshan, the 3rd Roshan, will be big. They've captured the first 2. And once that Bulba comes in, detects Roshan. It's worth noting when we start the fight here, you can see how this HP bar just starts to disintegrate as he stacks up with a 1/3 of a second attack time. Almost 600 DPS here.
Roshan has
and this time, picking up the Aegis of the Immortal. It's 39 minutes in. Our hero, level 22. And this could be the first high ground breach of the game. And it looks like it will be. One of the benefits, as I mentioned earlier, Fervor. It works on heroes, it works on Roshan, and it even works on buildings.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So tunneling into these
Radiant's
buildings
structures are
can
fortified.
quickly increase your DPS and will elicit a large rotation coming out for Team Secret. They had to blow the glyph, a burrow strike coming out into a macro pyre. Beastmaster, was that his ultimate? That was his ultimate, stopped by the Lincoln Spear. Good job, Pajkatt. I like your itemization. So instead, they'll pull back, and that was your first Tier 3 high ground breach. And with that, we're going to take a break. I was a little skeptical about the Lincoln Spear on a carry, especially a right-click carry. You might want to say, go for damage, get Crystallis, get Daedalus, get more lifesteal. But through pretty deliberate consideration of the abilities of the other team, I think it absorbs duel as well. Maybe not, but it definitely absorbed the Beastmaster ultimate. Let's be honest, what else is Beastmaster good for? We'll be back after this short break and conclude with part 3 of 4D Def's Daily Dose of Dota, the late game. Wiltshire Warlord blow up their entire team. Will he get focused down? He's an agility hero, he has low HP, though he does have the Aegis right now. We'll be back after this break to find out.